Hi there, and welcome to today's video where we're going to explore a topic that is incredibly important but often misunderstood: gaslighting. We cover the history of gaslighting, its signs, and how it ties into coercive control. Um, I'm going to provide you with clear, actionable steps for how to recognize gaslighting and start taking back control of your life. So, gaslighting is a subtle and manipulative form of psychological abuse, and it's all too common in abusive relationships. And if you're here, you might be feeling confused, doubting yourself, or wondering if your partner's behavior crosses a line. So I want you to know that you're not alone. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of what gaslighting is, how to recognize it, what steps you need to take to protect yourself. And we'll go back to, you may not know that the concept gaslighting stems from the movie Gaslight movie. So before we dive in, let me take a moment to introduce you to that. So it comes from a 1944 film called Gaslight, and it's an old movie, and actually I have seen it. I remember seeing it because I am that old. It's an old movie, but it's a storyline. It's still highly relevant today, especially for anyone who's caught in a manipulative or abusing relationship. It gets bandied around a lot, and often people use it in a way that's not actual gaslighting. So this is the real meaning of gaslighting. So taking a brief look at what happens in the movie, I'll just tell you the little story about the movie and how it illustrates one of the most insidious forms of emotional abuse. So in the film, a man named Gregory systematically manipulates his wife Paula into doubting her own reality. So Gregory does little things, lots of little things, like dimming the gas light, because it was before the days of electricity. So they had gas lights, and he would dim the gas lights in their home and then deny that the lights are flickering. And she would comment on the flickering lights and being worried about why are the lights flickering, and he would say, "Oh, well, darling, there's nothing wrong with the lights. I've checked them; they're not flickering." So making Paula believe that she was imagining it. And over time, his constant denial of her experiences makes her question her own sanity. And that was what he was deliberately doing. Getting her, he would move things and put them in different rooms and say, you must have forgotten that you did that. Oh, well, that's what happened. Well, you just don't remember. So that constant um, planting self-doubt made her begin to think that she was losing her sanity. So he moves objects and he accuses her of misplacing them, and causes her really fundamentally to not feel able to trust her own perceptions. And this method of psychological manipulation, that is what gaslighting is: gradually making someone doubt their own reality, and has become known as gaslighting. Um, and unfortunately, it is a tactic used in many abusive relationships today. So gaslighting is a key element in what we now call coercive control. And coercive control is a form of psychological abuse where the abuser uses manipulation, isolation, and intimidation to dominate and control their partner. So coercive control is often invisible to the outside world, because often these people are very charming, like Gregory in the movie was very charming to the people outside, and he would talk about his wife, and like everybody thought, oh, he really loves her so much, and they were totally unaware of what was going on behind closed doors. So it's often invisible to the outside world, and it can be incredibly destructive to the person experiencing it. So in fact, since 2015 here in the UK, coercive control has been recognised as a criminal offence in the UK. Professionals generally, and many of the legal profession, just are not aware of the subtleties of it. They see the charming man and how he speaks so kindly and lovingly about his partner, and they don't get it. They think that she is crazy because she behaves in a crazy way. So it can be, it includes, coercive control definitely includes gaslighting as a tactic to break down their partner's confidence and make them dependent on them, and always checking things out because they don't trust themselves and they doubt themselves, and they feel powerless to leave. So signs of gaslighting in a relationship are you constantly doubt your own perceptions, you feel confused, crazy much of the time. They deny and downplay what you're saying. You know, a gaslighter will dismiss your feelings and tell you, oh, well, you're just being sensitive and over emotional, or you're just being dramatic. Constantly invalidate your experience and make you question whether your emotional reactions are even legitimate. So they twist the facts and they shift blame, and you find yourself constantly apologizing. You feel isolated from friends and family because you don't trust yourself anymore, and you begin to recognize that you're appearing maybe a bit strange or weird to other people. So a way to recognize, and as I say, I'm a big fan of journaling. So if you journal and ask yourself these questions: am I always second guessing myself? You know, that's a good question to ask yourself. Um, it's one of the clearest signs that gaslighting is happening if you're constantly second guessing yourself. Another good question, so write these down. Does my partner dismiss my feelings and tell me that I'm overreacting? That's a big one. Another one is, do I feel like everything's my fault? If I see a displeased look or a look of displeasure or blank look, are you constantly thinking, oh gosh, what have I done? Or what's wrong? And feeling like it's your fault? Do you feel like you're losing touch with reality? You can actually finish up so stressed out, and you do actually get to be forgetful, and you're not sleeping well, and you're anxious, and actually it starts to look like everything they're saying is true. So here's another thing. Have you stopped reaching out to others for support? Because it's important for you to stay connected to friends and family. And if your partner has convinced you that others don't understand you, they think you're crazy anyway, this could be part of a larger pattern of coercive control. So what can you do if you're being gaslighted? Well, you know, we check things out with what do we think about it, how do I feel about it, but also what is my gut feeling telling me about this. Start getting in touch with your gut feeling and your senses, not just your thoughts, because your thoughts are being distorted and twisted now. In the journal, start documenting the facts, write things down, and reach out for support. Set boundaries. Once you recognize gaslighting behavior, try setting boundaries with your partner. And if they continue to dismiss or invalidate your feelings, maybe time to seek professional help and explore ways to exit safely. So I would say connect with my masterclass on how to exit and leave an abusive relationship. It might be useful for you to know that this is now being taken seriously as part of coercive control. Coercive control is now a criminal offence in the UK. Since 2015, it has been made a criminal offence, but very difficult to prove. That's why you do need to start documenting things if you think that you're involved in a gaslighting situation. So it's about taking back control by you know, actually starting to document things in your journal. Start this personal inquiry that I've just gone through with you. You'll find it incredibly useful. So if you or someone you know is experiencing gaslighting or any form of abuse, check out my a masterclass in empowerment to leave an abusive relationship. So look, I hope you find that useful and helpful, and you'll find some links underneath for resources to help you with that. So thank you for listening, and bye for now.